Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to another match preview. Manchester City against Copenhagen, the second leg of our Champions League round of 16 tie, of course, 3-1 up from the first leg a couple of weeks ago. Before I break down this game and how I'm feeling and just the overall vibe, if you do me a massive favour and please leave a like on this video, massively appreciated, and subscribe if you are new. Turn your notification bells on because I have word from Hugh. We will be live tonight at about 10:30 in the evening, late night chat, that is UK time. Come join us, turn notification bells on, come join us, come and have a chat. We'll probably be talking about the derby, of course, that's the big one. Probably will be talking about this game as well if you want to have more of maybe an extended feel for this one and how we're feeling going into that. And of course, there will be Champions League ties happening. I don't know whether we'll discuss them, but they will be happening tonight. So turn notification bells on, and as always, top line in the description, you can become a channel member, help support the channel further. Don't feel like you have to, but it is there if you feel like you want to. With all that being said, I'll move over to the game, and I mean, the place I want to start is you can't talk about this game without mentioning the trip to Anfield at the weekend. It's impossible to talk about this game without looking ahead. I know it's preferable to be able to look at games in the running in this part of the season where, you know, things are going down to the wire and look at it as, you know, one game at a time. That's the ideal scenario, but you just can't do that. With the magnitude of the next league game on the weekend, the main priority is here is just a clean bill of health. Like, nothing stupid, no injuries. You know, try and maybe get a few players up to fitness who haven't been playing recently. You know, the likes of Vardy, he's back in the matchday squad, or he was. Against United, he didn't play, but he's back in the matchday squad. Maybe get him some minutes. You're looking at Haaland, maybe misfiring a little bit. Maybe you can try and get him a few goals, boost his confidence. You know, all them sorts of things in this game. It sounds disrespectful, but, you know, being 3-1 up, it would take a monumental collapse for us to not progress into the next round. I fully expect us to progress from 3-1 up, but we still have to come and do the job. But, of course, main priority number one is just that Liverpool game. It's must not lose. People may argue must win because of the points difference. If we draw, we're still relying on Liverpool to drop points further on in the season and for us to go and not drop points later on. You know, we're relying on twists and turns to happen, but it's definitely a must not lose at Anfield. We can't afford to lose that game. And that's the most important one, because with this, we're 3-1 up. It's not like we're chasing a game where it's level and it's a one-off. We're 3-1 up. We can even afford to, dare I say it, lose. Now, I don't want to lose, because that's the last thing I want going into Anfield is a loss. Maybe not even, you know, even if we lose and go through, it's still not great because, you know, winning a game of football still helps. Like, just getting on a run of consecutive wins is just good for morale. It's good for confidence. And it gets us into a routine. We haven't lost a game of football in a while. We want to keep it that way. So, with that being said, I'll throw up a predicted starting 11 up on screen. And I had to put a bit of thought into this one. A few of the positions recently have been kind of, you know, self-explanatory, if you will, but with this one, I don't know. I really, really don't know. Like I said, the most important thing is preparing yourself for Sunday. That's the one for me. Of course, get the job done, but, you know, ideal scenario is you rotate a little bit from the start, you get a goal or two, you know, the aggregate score becomes, you know, 4-1, 5-1, and then you take off the important players, the likes of Haaland, Rodri, Foden. You've got 5 subs. So you rotate a little bit to start with, but have enough firepower on the pitch to, you know, get the game beyond doubt, get the tie beyond doubt, and then you make your subs, and then you're fit and you're fresh for Sunday. That's sort of the approach that I would go for this. So in terms of actually trying to predict the starting 11, it's very difficult because you don't know in which areas Pep is going to go strong. I have a hunch. Of course, I will actually specify, as I always do. There's no press conference for me as I'm doing this, so I don't know, you know, the exact state of the squad, whether anyone's, you know, fatigued or anything like that. I know Grealish is still out, Vardy's back in, so we're almost a clean bill of health in terms of fitness. But maybe there's a 1 or 2 tired legs because some players have played a lot recently. I'm looking at Foden, Haaland's played a lot. He played in the cup match. Ake's come back in. Diaz got a lot of minutes. Stones as well, which I've taken Stones and De Bruyne out simply because, you know, those are the two really for me that are sort of the key players. Of course, Kevin De Bruyne, a big game player. I don't need to talk about him, but John Stones, in terms of the way that we play, is very, very key, and it's a player that I don't want to even risk, given the fact that he's had 2 injuries already this season. I don't even want to risk him ahead of that Anfield game because we're going to need him. We're going to need him. So that's kind of my thinking with those two. As for the rest, it was kind of debating, you know, who is going to drop to the bench, who is fit. I imagine Vardiol is not quite back enough yet to start, otherwise you may have seen Ake drop to the bench. Although, again, like I was alluding to before, if you get 2-0 up, say, 2-0, 3-0 up, I don't know what the score's going to be because I don't know how strong the team is going to be. But if you get to a point where the tie's beyond doubt, then you can take Ake off and give Vardiol minutes. And it's sort of the same, you take Rodri off, give him a break, because he needs every single break he can get, poor fella. So that's my predicted 11. As I said, it's very difficult to predict in a game like this. It's almost like a cup game in the sense of Pep's not going to just rotate everyone. He's not going to do that. But he is going to make some slight rotations here and there because, for a cup match, it's a good opportunity to give other players a chance. Like your sub-goalkeeper, like Ortega. I don't think Ortega will play this one. But it's sort of a similar vibe where the ties are, you're 3-1 up and you're at home. 3-1 up at home. You imagine that, again, it'd take a monumental collapse. So you'd imagine there'd be a little bit of rotation. But where he rotates, it's Pep. Nobody knows what's going on in his head. So that's what I think. In terms of my score prediction, I have already said the scoreline already, but I'm going to go for a 2-0 City. I think just professional, keep a clean sheet, be massive confidence boost. Haaland gets a goal. Again, massive confidence boost. You get the game won, you take some players off, get ready for Sunday. And that's the perfect scenario. Now, usually things don't go to plan, but you never know. That's the perfect scenario. Maybe Copenhagen hit us with a sucker punch, and then you look at, if Pep does rotate again, 5 subs, he's got the firepower on the bench if Copenhagen do pull a shock and stun us a little bit. So, going a bit 50-50 with the rotation on the team, you've got a solid game plan there to be able to, of course, make changes if something wild happens, like Copenhagen scoring, or make changes in terms of the tie's done, you take your players off. So yeah, I think that about sums it up. It's hard to really preview this game without talking about the next one because it's just so big. And that kind of affects this game in general, being sandwiched in between a Manchester derby and a trip to Anfield. I'm so glad we're 3-1 up and not 2-1 up because the game's a lot closer. Then that third goal can really make the whole world of difference in this sort of game. But that's all I think for this game. If you want to know further thoughts, they may be in the live stream tonight. Again, 10:30. Come and join us. Turn your notification bells on. Subscribe if you are new. Leave a like on your way out of this video. It would be massively appreciated. And also, there is a link in the top line in the description to become a channel member. If you want to support me and Hugh a little bit further, you don't have to, but it is there if you feel like you want to. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you tonight for another late night chat.